On March the 8th, 1966, HB&I kicked off a new drive for $400,000. The money, pledged over a 5-year period, is required to operate a continuing expansion program until 1971, and generally to provide an increasingly healthy business and economic climate. The success of past HB&I programs, which eventually affect most facets of life in Huntingdon, including education, consumer buying power, and prices, indicates a favorable conclusion to the fund drive, which ends March 23rd. Westad is one of the industries HB&I helped stay in Huntingdon. When company officials began to consider new sites for its Blair division, local leaders were able to find a suitable site in nearby Alexandria, which met Westad requirements. Quick action thus saved 230 jobs for Huntingdon. Reeves Parvin and Company was also contemplating the construction of a modern distribution center to serve this area. With the assistance of HB&I, they agreed to become the first tenants of Huntingdon's industrial park. Reeves Parvin's warehouse permits fast service to a trade area exceeding 65,000 square miles in central Pennsylvania. 5 railroad cars can be unloaded simultaneously, processed automatically by IBM equipment, and stored in the huge warehouse according to an intricate plan. Over 7,000 square feet of the warehouse is under refrigeration. The Elko Huntingdon Corporation was the third industry to occupy a site in the industrial park. Elko, makers of component parts for the electronics industry, came to Huntingdon in September of 1962. Total employment has risen to 292. Proposed expansion of operations by the spring of 1966 will include an additional 45,000 square feet of factory and office space and additional product lines, which will require 150 to 200 more employees. Elko has a variety of operations. They do injection molding of thermoplastics, stamping of electrical contacts from phosphorus, bronze, and nickel silver, stamping, welding, and fabrication of aluminum for the U.S. Army Signal Corps, precious metal plating, 18 and 24 karat gold, nickel, and cadmium, compression and transfer molding of thermostat plastic. In addition, Elko manufactures parts and completely assembles the U.S. government Air-Sea Rescue Light, which is now being used as standard equipment by all pilots in Vietnam. These parts must be 100% tested to assure perfect operation. The light emits a beam that can be seen for 15 miles, blinking from 40 to 60 times a minute. In addition, the unit also emits a radio beam, which can be used to locate downed pilots. These rescue lights are sewn onto the sleeve of all pilots to ensure possession in hard landings. The Gerbo Footwear Company has been in Huntingdon since 1962. They were the first new industry to be attracted to the industrial park. Gerbo, makers of canvas footwear, employs over 300 people, drawing employees from the entire Huntingdon County area. Since moving from Brooklyn, the company has expanded several times. The first expansion doubled plant size and employment. Current construction will add still another 28,000 square feet to the plant. Originally makers of slippers, Gerbo now specializes in canvas footwear, more than plain sneakers, because the canvas has been made fashionable with a great variety of styles, designs, and colors. Vulcanizing is one of the most important parts in their manufacture. Here the canvas meets the rubber and becomes a single unit. After vulcanization, shoes are trimmed with the excess rubber remaining around the edges. Then they are ready for packing. After being marked and tagged, Gerbo footwear is packaged in boxes made in the factory and distributed to such name brand companies as Tom McCann's. An interesting display in the window of Gerbeau's downtown warehouse follows the production of their canvas footwear from raw material to the finished product. The fourth and latest company to locate in the industrial park is the Arrow Company, a division of Cluett and Peabody, which moved in November of 1965. After 3 years of negotiation and surveys, construction was completed on a one-story building with 54,000 square feet of floor space. Arrow has 4 Pennsylvania plants that produce men's and boys' sports shirts and ladies' blouses. The Huntingdon plant produces only casual sportswear. All fabric is stored in Lewistown. Cutting of the material takes place there or at Shamokin. Cut parts are then shipped to Huntingdon, where they are sampled and stitched into shirts. In 1 year, more than 250 million buttons and 140 million pins are used in production of Arrow shirts here in Pennsylvania. The production of a shirt demands the talent of many skilled seamstresses. Employment, which began with 260 people, has passed the 300 mark and will continue upwards until it reaches 450. Accurate position of buttonholes, button, and pleats are extremely essential to perfect appearance. All Arrow shirts are pressed prior to being folded and packaged for shipment. Particular attention is given to the appearance of the yoke, the front, and the color of the shirt. The folded shirts are packed in boxes and made ready for shipment to the Casual Wear Distribution Center in Shamokin.